The key centre here, the match between Canada and Denmark. A little bit unorganised here due to that cracking game last as the Canadian player takes it over. Early stages, quarter of an hour gone, one each. This game to see who will play off for 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th. Fredrickson now has the ball, looking to go up court to get over halfway. Jorgensen helps him clean up, and Sebastian Fredrickson, the number 10 for Denmark in the white, does it comfortably. Of course, 8-minute quarters here we have in wheelchair rugby as the Canadians inbound now. They have the ball, looking to go up court. 12 seconds to get over halfway. Comes left, comes right, goes back left. Looks for Mike Whitehead, the senior campaigner. Mike Whitehead will get over and he will lock it up at 2-2. My fellow commentators have made an appearance. They must have been a little bit tired after the last game themselves. Yes, myself, I was down at the bench. It's Denmark now with the inbound. Fredrickson, scored plenty of tries here for Denmark as he comes up long, easily does it, untouched, cracks over. Just under a minute gone in this first quarter. Denmark 3, Canada 2. Mike Whitehead played his first ever World Championships campaign in 1998. Finds Canadian on halfway. Gets round Fredrickson. Caught by great pick there by Denmark. And looking for some help. There's a spill ball and it is a turnover. Turnover ball there to Denmark. They'll be pleased about that start. Leon Jorgensen with the ball now. Finds Fredrickson. Fredrickson on the far side of the court. Looking for some support. Keys it up, looking. Denmark just coming back towards halfway now. Looking for the blockers. Can Fredrickson find some holes? Yeah, and yes he can. Great play there from Denmark. They get the first break, 4-2. Canada now with the ball. They won't be happy with their results so far this tournament, but they'll be looking to finish it out strong. If you're wondering from results this morning, tomorrow we will have New Zealand playing Ireland for 11th and 12th, and we will have Poland and Colombia playing off for 9th and 10th. Now as scores 4-3, Canada pegging one back for Fredrickson now. Moves up this side of the court. Bit of strength as one of the Canadians takes a spill, kisses the deck. Looks for support in Jorgensen and over he goes. Margin remains just over 2 minutes gone in this quarter. And referee calls the Canadian bench out to pick up Brendan Troutman there, who's taken a spill. He'll be all right. Shakes it off. Seen some nice big ones this tournament so far. Contact in wheelchair rugby is not just allowed, it is very much encouraged. It's Mike Whitehead looking for some space. Denmark players setting up in the key. That's allowed. Mike Whitehead looking. Pops the ball over and over. Brandon Troutman goes. Easy does it there for Canada. 6-4 now. Jorgensen with the ball. Down the far side of the court. Looks for some blockers. He's going to get it in the form of Fredrickson. Is he? Yes. Mike Whitehead puts in a bit of a crash there. He's fine. Comes back. Looking to set up once more. Passes the ball off to Fredrickson. Fredrickson just short of the key now. Looking for his options. Got 10 seconds or more to bounce. It's 15 on the try clock now, and Fredrickson just bashes his way through for another try. 6-4 halfway through this first quarter. Troutman with the ball now. Looking for some help. Gets it. Jorgensen and Fredrickson back there to try and stop him. But it's a bit of maybe a spin, but not called. Over he goes. Of course, that hit was legal due to the fact that the hit was in front of the chair, not from behind. Anything from behind and a player spinning like that, it would have been a foul. If the Canadian player, I think it's Brandon Troutman once more, if he had gone down with the ball, it would have been a turnover. But he managed to get the ball off and try scored. So Fredrickson now looking, goes far side. Troutman looking to shadow him across, forces him to come centre court, comes close side of the court, and Troutman can't stop him scoring that time. Whitehead now with the ball. So he finds Troutman once more, caught on the halfway line. Of course, if you like basketball, once you come into your front court, can't go back over. No problems there at the moment. Whitehead finds Troutman. Troutman goes over once more. That will make it 7-6, 4:20 left on the clock, first quarter. Ball now with Fredrickson in hand. Gets over halfway, no problem. And except for that one little turnover there, just try for try at the moment. It is 8-6, 4:09 left, first quarter. Hope you've been enjoying the coverage brought to you here at the GIO 2018 IWRF Wheelchair Rugby World Championships. Pleased to have you wherever you are listening in this world as timeout is called by Mike Whitehead. Yes, and we're going to have Fabian Lavoie coming on for Mike Whitehead. Early substitution there. Each team, they have 4 player timeouts. That can be called at any stage during the match if you've got possession of the ball. And also along with those 4 player timeouts, you have 2 coaches and they last 60 seconds. As Lavoie with the ball now. Played for Canterbury at the 2017 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Nationals. Lavoie comes back out of way of Jorgensen, who he would have met last year too, playing for Waikato. And Troutman goes over 8-7, 3:45 left on the clock. Now Fredrickson with some ball, comes this far side, comes back close. Can't find anything. Finds some space. Good little pirouette there from Fredrickson, and over he goes. Still the two try ball game here. Because if you're just tuning in, it was Colombia getting over New Zealand by 2, double overtime. Yes, great match that was. As Fabian Lavoie passes it off to Troutman now. Troutman with the ball. Fredrickson shadowing him there. Forces the player to go around. Yes, a bit of time killing here from Canada. Just looking for their options. Troutman comes middle of the court. And just bounces the ball once more. Nothing really opening up here for Canada at the moment. It's a great pick there from the Danish player. Slows them down. Big push. Great play there by the Danish. Fredrickson forces them straight into the cone. And Troutman takes out the cone. No try given. It'll be turnover ball. That's the second turnover Denmark have forced there. And one of the 5 female players now coming onto the court for Denmark. One of the 5 female players at this tournament, Sophie Skobu. And now Denmark looking strong. Big arm in there from one of the Canadian players, and penalty try given for illegal use of hands. Yes, of course. The defensive player wants to try and rip the ball out. All he can do is touch the ball. Can't touch any part of the ball holder's arms or body, which is what he did there, but try given. And we have our first equipment of the game. Yes, we had a bit of hoo-flung dung in the last game there. I think I counted while I was sitting on the score bench. We had about 7 or 8 equipment timeouts called in one quarter. It was quite amazing. Yes, these pop tyres, they can pop just like your push bike tyres pretty much. They just doesn't really take much, but it's now timeout over. Lavoie with the ball. Looking to go far side on the right-hand side of the court as we see it here from the main stand and the key centre as Troutman does very well to get away from the Danish player there. Mark Ingman on. And now Fredrickson, he's a great ball carrier. And he does it easy. Little touches on him. No problem for a player of Fredrickson's class, really. Now Lavoie with the ball. Denmark, they've favoured going into the key, just sitting and waiting and setting up their defence as Lavoie comes left-hand side of the court looking for some options. Finds Troutman and over he goes. Good little passage of play there from Canada. That's what they need after some early turnovers. Now Fredrickson with the ball. He will find Ingman. And Mark Ingman will go down court. Gets a bit of stopping there from Troutman. And arms and legs going all over the place there. And Fredrickson finds the try line anyway. 1 minute 36 left in this quarter. It is 12-9. Lavoie with the ball now. Inbounder there, Trevor Hirschfield. Now Troutman looking for some way up court. Finds Hirschfield with a long ball. And Hirschfield goes over, no problem. (12-10) margin 2 again. Fredrickson now. Goes the left-hand side of the court. Can he get round Hirschfield? Yes, he can. Should do in those situations. Looks up at the time. 27 left on the clock. On the try clock. 1 minute 05 left on the quarter clock. And now he's just killing a little bit of time. Scoreboard in the Danish favour, so they're more than welcome to do this. As Fredrickson, can't find Ray round Troutman there. Troutman gets a bit of hand in there. Lavoie backing up. Fredrickson, he goes over anyway. Great try, great passage, great defence, great attack. Hirschfield off to Lavoie now. Lavoie getting a big arm in there from Fredrickson. Fredrickson, he'll be sitting in the bin now for that. Legal use of arms. The call from the referee. So the penalty there, it is a 1 minute penalty or 1 goal scored by Canada. And of course the try clock now going to be reset to 42 seconds. To 40 seconds, sorry. 42 seconds left on the quarter clock. And Lavoie now with the ball. Finds Mark with a bit of oomph and Caldwell gets the pick. And over the ball goes to Cody Caldwell. Another season campaigner for Canada. Very well liked in amongst wheelchair rugby circles, Cody Caldwell. Good man up for any chat. As Lavoie now has the ball. Finds Cody Caldwell, and they're still winding down the clock. 5-4 on the try clock, 3-2, and over it goes. 1 second left on the try clock. 4 seconds now left on the quarter. 13-11, doesn't look as though Denmark's looking at scoring from here. Skobu hangs onto the ball. Well, this game's going to be a good one, it looks like, from here. Denmark 13, Canada 11 at the end of the first quarter.
Hello, Jean. Good of you to let your husband borrow your brand new car. Your insurance covers you, though, right?
I think so.
Jenny, you got a new employee and a new Narazzo 1300. That machine's insured, isn't it? Date night, eh?
Yeah, and our daughter's having a few friends over.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. I take it your home is insured for that. Don't just think you're covered, know you are with GIO.
See, feel, climb. First out, last in.
Look round corners, look in crannies, go down dark alleys, lose yourself. Catch a lift, break new ground, turn things inside out. Go walkabout, get set, go after the goosebumps. Never stop discovering.
And welcome back to the second quarter of this match to decide who plays off for 5th and 6th and who plays off for 7th and 8th. Denmark with an early couple of breaks, 13 to Denmark, 11 to Canada. Still very close, and small turnovers in there that has caused the lead early on, as Lavoie now with the ball. What can he do? Can't find any space. Comes back out of the key. Finds the Canadian player and goes over. One try ball game now. As Jorgensen finds the inbound. And looking to go up court now. Looking for some blockers. Can't find any. Goes himself. Goes the left-hand side now. Finds Lavoie with an oompha. Couple of big collisions in there. That's okay. And this is Cody Caldwell forced out of court. Penalty try given to Denmark. Of course, you can't go out of court like that, even if you are pushed by the opposition player. But in that case, the try would have been scored anyway, so penalty try given. And Canada strike back quick. No problems. It's the Danish player looking for some support. Can't find any. And he will have to call a timeout there. And Denmark will go back to their bench, have a bit of a chat. Got 30 seconds to do that. And reset.
Both teams have 3 30-second timeouts and 2 60-second timeouts remaining.
And so they've got, each team have now got 3 timeouts left. That can count later on in the game, but we'll soon see as Jorgensen takes the inbound. Goes up court with a couple of big pushes, the big man. And he goes round right. Big court, and great pass off there to McHale. And he finds the try line, 15-13 now. 2-try ball game once more. Give and go there to the number 9, Cody Caldwell. Now comes round, finds Lavoie. Oh, Lavoie with a horizontal spin. And Jorgensen will take that. And take a breather in the penalty box for that spin. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast wherever you are in this world. Thank you for listening. As now Lavoie, they'll be looking at just taking some time out of this clock while Jorgensen is in there. And Fabian Lavoie, he must have heard me because he just rolls over for a quick try. This is the 25th, this year marks 25 years since the IWRF International Wheelchair Rugby Federation was set up. The IWRF would like to thank all players, supporters, coaches, officials, and anyone else involved in the sport, and look forward to many more years and helping grow the sport and becoming a brilliant one as it already is and improving. As Travis with the inbound now finds Canadian player. Gets it, no problem. Flicks it over Cody Caldwell now. And Fabian Lavoie does it easy. 16-15 now, 6 minutes 15 to go in the second quarter. So yes, is it saying 8-minute quarters? So 32 minutes the game lasts if you're good with your maths, but every time the ball is dead, the clock has stopped, doesn't get started till it's touched on court once more. So roughly a game of wheelchair rugby lasts about an hour and a half as McKeel with the ball fire. Has Jorgensen out wide but can't find him. Flicks it back to a player. Morten Muller. Now Jorgensen with the ball. He looks for some blockers, trying to find some holes. Gobu goes in there. Has Gobu done enough? Yes, she has. Great play by the Danish. Great defence there by the Canadians. And ball from Travis Murrow over to Lavoie. Lavoie flicks it back this side to Travis as Travis goes round. And it's the Travis and Fabian show, and he gives it off to Caldwell. And Caldwell goes over for a try. Now, McKeel goes over now. Simple stuff. Travis now with the inbound. 10 seconds to inbound it. Has no problem. Finds Lavoie. Lavoie now. Finds a long ball over to Cody Caldwell. Over he goes for a try. And now Morten Muller with the ball. Goes up long side of the court. And no hassle there. Travis Murrow with the ball. As I'm... Right. Oh, Fabian Lavoie's taking a bit of a spill here.
Oh, look, he's just having a rest. Well, he's just having a bit of a holiday. Bevan, how's it going, fella? Looks like it's exciting stuff.
Thanks very much for joining me here, Grant. I rushed up here after that New Zealand game and found I had to do this by myself for a while and was hoping somebody would join me.
It was just a test, Bevan, to see how good you are and you passed.
Oh, I'm great. Glad to hear me. Grant Sharman joining me in the commentary box, fellow Kiwi.
So, obviously very close here. Denmark, Canada. 2 points in it. Just under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, just a couple of little silly plays that's led to Denmark leading at the moment. But, that's only really been Canada's mistakes. It's been quite a clean game so far.
Interesting to see the rise of the European teams and the pressure they're putting on. I think we're seeing another example today.
Absolutely. I mean, Denmark's played very well all tournament. And the only game they've lost so far is just to Australia. And, I mean, Australia have just showed the class, haven't they, Grant?
Well, I think you're seeing the quality of players, the experience, but also the home venue.
Yes. Home support always helps. Another penalty try they're given to Denmark. As Travis now inbounds to Mike Whitehead. And comes round long side, goes back far. Gonna find Caldwell on the bounce, and yes, he does. Over he goes.
And look, a well executed try, followed their process, and it worked. A lot of older players in this Canadian side. They really need some fresh blood.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case after this tournament as Fredrickson goes up. Now Travis with the inbound now finds Mike Whitehead. Did you ever play against Mike Whitehead? I mean, he's been around quite a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, not only played against him, but also coached against him. And he's a really good, solid player. What you're finding, though, I think, in this modern era, is they've got to be better than solid. They need at least one or two real strike players, and that's the difference in these teams that are at the top of their game.
I mean, some of these teams that have the older players aren't really playing like their age, are they? They're playing with quite youthful experience, which counts quite a bit.
Well, look, there is no substitute for experience. I mean, there's Mike, and look, probably one of the best players in the tournament. He's a one-pointer. People would laugh at that. But, look, he just gets them out of jail so many times. Trevor Hirschfeld, he's really phenomenal.
Yes, is now McKell with the ball. Goes along far side of the court. And Mike Whitehead gives up on that one. Try given.
You got to pick your battles, don't you? Really, there's no point in going for it, getting a technical foul or a flagrant,
or even a flagrant.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the flagrant's possibly what cost the Wheel Blacks. Changed momentum a little bit in that last game, didn't it? That flagrant.
Yes, it did. It was, just wasn't. Well, it wasn't a good outcome really. But full credit to Colombia, they played really well, and they'll dine out on that one. And of course, another big day tomorrow for both teams.
Absolutely, looking forward to that. More action coming up though on day 5.
I think as we progress through the day, we'll see the technical ability of teams to really run down the clock. The really smart plays will start to show.
Yes. So now the inbound finds McKeel.
I think something that's really, I'm not sure if amazed me, but surprised me, is just how many low pointers are inbounding. Usually it was a
2.5s, especially.
And they're a good inbound too. They're a good one-hand inbound.
Of course, your 0.5s is the lowest classification you can have in wheelchair rugby. Generally, their major role is defensive. Is that correct, Grant?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in my day, you never get the low point of the ball. Oh, there we have a spin.
Big spin.
Oh, look, a bit of a soft spin, really. No real power.
Soft, I only caught the end of that.
Oh, look, I think he milked it a bit. Maybe he's got a bit of a headache, but he'll live. And they won't lose anything. They had possession over the front court. Just means, in theory, it should be an easy goal.
In theory, sure.
In theory, yeah, exactly. But getting back to the low pointers, back in the old day, the job was to block and pick and give the ball to the high pointers. Now, all of your players, it's a bit like rugby union, really. You see your backs, your forwards running as backs with a skill set. It's the same in this game. They've got to be able to pass, got to be able to catch, and they need to be quick. It's a different game.
Evolution of sport, they call it.
Yes, absolutely. And I think this is a very good example of evolving.
As Mike Whitehead sits up, looks at chewing some of that clock out.
And for the people watching, as much as there's action on the ball, it's the action off the ball. It's these Canadian lows, trapping number 10, forcing him to inbound. If he's not the regular inbounder, potential for a turnover.
Now, Fredrickson doing some inbounding. One of the few times I've seen it this tournament for Denmark.
And that's exactly why they double teamed into. And there we go.
Oh, great ball. Great intercept there by Mike Whitehead. Finds Travis now. Travis seeing if he can get one himself. That's the turnover Canada needed.
But it's no easy goal.
No, not at all.
The Danes are defending ferociously. But you can trace that goal back to those two lows, trapping number 10.
Forcing him to take the inbound. And of course, just because he's a high pointer does not necessarily mean he's great on the inbound.
Because ideally he's receiving just as he is now.
Yes. Now, Fredrickson he's going around and around in circles, finds some space around Travis, comes back inside, can't find any, gets over halfway anyway. Mike Whitehead getting his big arms in there, can't flick the ball out. Fredrickson comes far side, big. What's the call going to be here?
Oh, he's called a reach, so I think he's called Fredrickson coming forward, leaning on the Canadian player, so it's a turnover. Oh, here we go, 1:48 to go, and another turnover. So here we come, Fredrickson comes down, he's going to go for it, he probably should have pulled out, he got slight spin, went up, touched.
Possibility of a physical advantage called?
No, look, the referees, they've got a tough job. They get no replay, no TMO.
Absolutely.
They call it as they see it, and that's, he shouldn't have put himself in that position.
No.
Should have pulled out, used his blocks and picks. I'm not sure it was on the score clock, but he didn't need to rush it.
Or maybe even called a timeout.
Well, yeah.
Because, you're quite close to your try line there, so it wouldn't be a bad move.
And they've got him in the bank, you can't cash him in after the game.
No. Mike Whitehead now moves down court. Oh, as Fredrickson takes a spill on his own.
Look, as the great Gilles Briere would say, good hit. Good hit. He hit him in the front, he came out, that's the way it goes. No penalty there.
And no given.
That's not tiddlywinks.
Damn right, Grant.
So substitution, so the Danes are going to their bench.
Kurt Buss comes on, and Thomas Pay as well.
You're doing,
On for
you're
Denmark.
doing a great job with those names, Bevan. I'll stick to the numbers.
I've done it. I've done. This is probably my second game with Denmark, and we had some help before that, so I was quite grateful for Patrick sitting on the sideline there.
Oh, you're doing a
helping
good
with
job.
the names.
Look, a really easy
Thanks,
goal
Grant.
there. Just followed his blocks and picks and sailed it right in. Nice work.
As we see another equipment.
And look, you got to put a plug in for the team mechanics here, you know. It's a pretty thankless job. Sometimes they spend their whole day changing wheels and tyres and, you know, and the team staff in general. You know, good teams have good staff and you just can't speak highly enough of them.
And also with the team mechanic, I find too, Grant, that they're the bits and bobs guy. They're the guy that everyone goes to for something, isn't it?
Yeah, look,
And-
your classic gopher. Go for this and go for that and fix it tomorrow.
Absolutely. Travis now with the inbound. Looking for some support. Finds the long ball over to Mike Whitehead. Mike Whitehead with the ball. Gets away from that pick. Finds some help there from the Canadian blocker. Doesn't need it. Goes down long court. Big oomfer on Fredrickson there. No problem.
Now, look, score's tied up. 1 minute and 8 to go. This is where the old shot clock comes in. This is where the teams need to be really smart on how they score to make sure they've got the last possession. So let's see what the Danes can do here.
Score last, as they say in wheelchair rugby.
Score last and make it count. They've got the arrow too, so there'll be a 2-goal lead.
Yes, well, that's assumed. Well, no, they'll get the one because Canada should have enough time.
Yes,
depending.
with a bit like they should get. So if they score this now, so 1 minute and 2, probably a bit too soon, really. Although
As Jorgensen gets some help.
he needs the Canadian. The Danes need the Canadians to score with under 40 seconds left, and then the Danes will have the last score. But you know, the Canadians are a very, very smart team, and they'll know exactly how to play this.
Denmark now setting up down on the key. They've done this a lot in this tournament. Not a bad defensive move. So, or as one of the Danish player gets forced out of court, that'll help the Canadians.
Oh, look, and you know, this is the smarts. I mean, Mikey's been around since Adam was a boy, but he's got a ton of experience, and he knows when to use it, and he's got the bulk to back it up.
Absolutely.
And, of course, this is when the coaches need to be on their game. You know, the last minute and a half, tactically, who do they bring on? Are they ready if a player goes in the bin? This is when a coach earns his or her money.
Jesper Kruger now sits in the bin for a minute. As Travis looking for some support, finds Mike Whitehead, Lavoie outside, out the long side.
So they're going the 3-3-1-5.5 route.
Now, Lavoie with the ball. Mid front quarter, front half.
Well, they're playing 7.5 points because they've got Trevor out there. These other guys are 1-2-3-3-1-1. That'll be the one.
Of course, those numbers, if you're wondering, those are the classification points per player. That's how coaches and management tend to look at lineups.
Yeah, our players don't have personalities; they're just numbers.
Absolutely.
So watch the clock scene. He's scoring really right. He's given them 6 seconds to score. Now you'd think no chance in hell. But teams train to score with under 5 seconds on the clock.
Yep. It doesn't look as though it's going to happen. Canada's sitting back in a couple of Canadian players, although, no, they're going to have a go for this.
Oh, they'll have a crack at it, right?
Fredrickson going big. Gets in. Passes the ball off to Jorgensen. Great try.
There you go. They're not calling a reach. They're saying you didn't touch him. They're saying the goal counts.
Absolutely. Patrick, the Canadian coach, is not happy about it, but you have to go with what the referees call.
Yeah, look in the paper. That's what it'll say tomorrow. So there you go. Under 6 seconds on the clock, and they score the goal. That is a very well-drilled side.
Yep. So that is the end of the first half. Game on, certainly. Denmark 26, Canada 25. Denmark will have possession of the ball going into half-time. We'll take a short break. See us soon.
Hello, Jean. Good of you to let your husband borrow your brand new car. Your insurance covers you, though, right?
I think so.
Ah, Jenny, you got a new employee and a new Narazzo 1300. That machine's insured, isn't it? Date night, eh?
Yeah, and our daughter's having a few friends over.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. I take it your home is insured for that. Don't just think you're covered, know you are with GIO.
See, feel, climb. First out, last in. Look round corners, look in crannies. Go down dark alleys, lose yourself. Catch a lift, break new ground. Turn things inside out. Go walkabout, get set. Go after the goosebumps. Never stop discovering.
Linda, Lindsay, look at you two. Date night?
Our daughter set it up.
Well, that is a thoughtful child.
I know, right? She even booked us dinner in a hotel. She might even have a few friends over.
Yeah, I reckon there's 120 people coming to your house tonight. You are insured, aren't you? Don't just think your home is covered. Know it is. With accidental damage cover with GIO Platinum Home Insurance.
Oh, with the glasses.
Wi-Fi? Yeah. Not that I know. That's all right.
Yeah, I did the IWRF one. I've done that one already. I was trying to find it. Because I know it's a best coach here.
Rugby wheelchair. Tomorrow could very well be your lucky day. This is for the details of the auction. At the 2018
Of course, when you buy shit, you can't.
The IWRF Wheelchair Competition Wheelchair viewed almost $9,000. Watch and proceed to great support. The IWRF Hall of Fame sponsored by Briscoe Milcraft. Sign up in advance to participate. For more information, visit IWRF.com.
And welcome back to the Key Centre for the third quarter of the Denmark-Canada game. Denmark up by 1. Bevan Jenkinson is my name. I'm joined alongside me here in the commentary position by Grant Sharman.
Look, it's great to be here, Bevan. So the Danes, they scored last. Brilliant, under 6 seconds cling. They had the arrows. They got the first possession, and they're up by 2. Those are the critical things in this game you've got to get right.
Just starting it off simple as the 1 pointer finds the ball, almost finds the sideline. Can't know.
And look, we've got to talk about young Trevor Hirschfeld. I mean, he's a 1 pointer. People say who care, but he's a tremendous player. You know, he plays a 1-5, even a 2 role sometimes. He's an absolute weapon. He's a machine.
To be honest, Grant, I actually thought he was a 1.5. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you've been with the sport much longer than I have. And it doesn't surprise me he's a 1. He doesn't play like a 1.
Oh, well,
just a 1, you know?
And look, as a coach, You want players that play above their point value.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the low pointers.
So Canada scored there, so they're back within a point. This is anyone's game.
Absolutely.
You know, we're seeing great close games today, as we should do. It's the business end of the tournament.
It's Denmark with the inbound, finds Fredrickson. Fredrickson now, far side, long ball over to Jorgensen. Jorgensen, he will roll over simple. Margin 2 now.
I'm actually waiting for the Canadians to bring on their young 3-5. He's grown in stature and experience, and he could be the difference a bit later on, but they're going with the old tried and true.
Tried and true can work.
Oh, absolutely.
Caldwell with the ball now. Whitehead. And, high and low on Whitehead. He gets the ball back to Caldwell. And Trevor Hirschfield goes over.
Gee, it's a risky manoeuvre, isn't it? You know, to the 1 pointer going in the corner like that with a big 3-5 on him. But came off.
I think when it comes to 1 pointers in this tournament, Trevor Hirschfield gives the same quality to his team as maybe someone like Cody Everson for New Zealand does.
Look, I was thinking the same thing. Wouldn't you love to have 2 big 3s with 2 1s like that on your team?
You'd almost be unstoppable.
Oh, look, you'd certainly, you know, it would be great. Imagine the 2 Japanese 3s with those 2 1s up against Australia. Oh, gee, I'd pay money to see that game.
I know where my money would lie too, actually.
Oh, I think it'd be pretty even money. It'd be close. But here we go down the sideline, pushing hard. You know, and that's the thing. Get it over half. It's all about doing jobs. Job 1, get the ball in. Job 2, get over half. Job 3, settle down and score the goal.
Yes, so 12 seconds to get over half.
Gee, it's a simple game when you say it like that, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's simple when you're sitting up here.
Yeah, why are they complicated? I don't know.
No. I reckon people overcomplicate sport too much sometimes. Long ball over. Try time.
Gee, you'd like to have a camera on his back wheel there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but referee was right there. Try given.
Oh, great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, the ref was right on the spot.
Jorgensen now. He goes far side, goes round Caldwell, no problem.
And I think while we're mentioning referees, you know, we've got to give them a lot of credit. You know, in any sport, everyone has a go at the umpires and referees, but it's a very tough sport to ref, and I think our refs do a terrific job.
Mate, especially, I mean, the heat was really on them in that last game, start to finish.
Oh, and the pressure will crank up with the rest of the games. I mean, that's hard for me as a coach to say, but I'm saying it as a watcher of the game now.
Yes, as Cody Caldwell now has the ball back from Mike Whitehead. He's looking for some holes, can't find any. Might get one round. Great stuff there from Mike Whitehead. So tell us, Grant, what's some of this work that you've done with, what's some of the accomplishments that you've done as coach?
Well, we had a good time in 2004. We managed to pick up a gold, and here comes the turnover.
Oh, nice.
See, and this is this low point inbound. It does worry me, but teams persist with it, and it's the way to do it. But there's the turnover. They're only a point ahead, and I see the coach has gone to his bench. Great to see some young females coming out and make a big impact. And, of course, they bring with them the option of running 8.5 points on the court.
Yes.
So that's an added bonus. And they're very skillful, you know. I mean, I'm not sure why they do that, because they're as good as the men.
Lavoie now. I know a lot of people that would probably agree with you there. Grant,
Yep.
There's almost no need for that 0.5 due to how well the females can play.
Now, this is where...
Oh, no, here we go. Is it a turnover? No try?
No try.
Yes, it is. It's a turnover. That's what Denmark need.
Look, this is
not silly play.
This is a coach killer. Turnover. Yep. You know, you just... poor old... the Canadian coaches. Yeah, Patrick, he's just chewing off another nail.
I think he's chewed off a few in this tournament.
Yeah, coaches have no nails.
Is now Morten Muller with the ball. Finds a hole. Can he find some support with his Danish players? Yes, he does. He finds Jorgensen. Jorgensen goes alongside. Bounces the ball. Goes back to the halfway mark. No luck so far. Big contact there with the Lavoie. Doesn't do anything, though. Caldwell with half a strip. Can't get it. And over it goes. Lavoie gets it this time. Turns it over. Caldwell with the ball now. Canada have it.
Turnover. My goodness me.
You were just calling it before, weren't you, Grant?
Look, both coaches now, they're bloody having some counselling.
And now Lavoie, does it quite easy.
Yeah. Nice play.
Free counselling for coaches, you reckon, Grant?
It should be a prerequisite because they're sitting there going, this just isn't right.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for Andy Chinook, the New Zealand coach, and the Colombian coach. Can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. In that last game.
We're in the Colombians, the happy chappies.
I'd say they should be. Coming into this tournament with, I wouldn't say low expectations, but to at least win one game. Now they've won two.
Yeah.
They've got a great chance to beat Poland, who they beat earlier in the tournament, to finish ninth.
Absolutely, and I mean, teams love to have the New Zealand scalp on their belt, so they'll be very happy.
Just doesn't do us any good, does it, Grant?
No real favours there. Thank you very much.
No. As Lavoie goes over, 31 all locked up, almost halfway through this third quarter. Game on still.
But it's great to see these countries, emerging countries, coming out and challenging some of the existing countries. This is what you want on a sport. And
Timeout called.
So what have they got? They've got one left after this. The Canadians look at their two. Both teams got their coaches' timeouts. And we saw in that New Zealand-Colombia game, when both sides had lost all their timeouts early in the game, it really hurt them towards the end when they get in a bit of trouble or they want a tactical timeout and there's just nothing in the bag.
Absolutely. And it amazed me that Colombia never actually had to use their timeouts and the overtime. Because every overtime that there is, you get an extra timeout.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought it was a bit of a cruel blow when they used one really when they didn't need to at the end of the game. But that just sort of put the knife in. But good on them. They played well and they used their timeouts well.
Yes. Fredrickson looks at going around Travis Muro and gets it. No problem. Penalty try awarded. Now Denmark, they've got the one but try buffer. It's ball inbounded now to Caldwell. Caldwell finds Travis Muro once again. And will he get round Mark? Yeah, not quite. Gets a bit of contact. Lavoie now. He looks for his options. Couple of pirouettes. And looking with a one-handed pass. Can he get past Mark? No, yes he can. He can also get round Fredrickson. Try time.
Yeah, good tenacity by Fabian there. He looked up. The pass wasn't on. He put his head down and pushed through it.
Absolutely. Now the Jesper Kruger now looking for some support. Can't find it.
Well, he's got no one inbound.
Now he does. He finds Fredrickson. Loves taking those inbounds, does Fredrickson.
And look, only 10 seconds to get the ball on, so if no one's there, those 10 seconds, they race away.
Absolutely. And Mark now rolls over for a try.
They lead by one, but Canada have the arrow, so the Danes need to score last. If the Canadians score last, then they'll start the quarter with the ball, the last quarter, and should go one up. This end of quarter stuff is absolutely critical.
Going to be a great last 3 minutes of this, I like to call it a championship quarter. I don't know about you, Grant, but,
they're it's their semi-final, so
yeah.
It's the middle group of four, and this is their semi-final, who plays off for 5th and 6th. It's a big deal.
Now it's still Denmark by 1, 3 minutes 10 left in this third period. There's a bit of jostling going on. It's the ball inbounded. Finds Hirschfield. Hirschfield looks for his options. Passes it back to Caldwell. Caldwell gives it to Lavoie. Lavoie
look for the timeout.
And Gillen. That'll please the Danish.
Yeah,
great defence.
And look, as a coach, you're thinking getting a timeout of the opposition is like getting a turnover.
Yes.
Because if you get 4 of those, then later, if they're in the crap and they can't go the timeout, you're in.
Very rarely is a timeout given or is called by great attack. It's usually called by great defence.
Oh, look, absolutely.
Which is the occasion there.
It's all about pressure, really. It's about tying them up, not giving them options, everyone doing their job.
Getting inside their heads too, but is now Muro with the ball, passes it over to Lavoie. Lavoie looking to go around Fredrickson, can't find it. Has Caldwell up, but no, passes it over to Muro. Muro goes and he'll go through untouched. Great play there by the Canadians, showing some great composure now.
And no panic by Fabian. He got up, he was stopped, he looked. The guys had spread the court and he got the pass away.
Now Kruger he's struggling to find the pass on the inbound. He might find Peters. Yes, he does. Peters with a long Hail Mary. He'll find Fredrickson on a couple of bounces and over goes Fredrickson.
And look, as soon as Peters had that ball, Fredrickson was off. And Peters knew he'd go long and he sent it. That's this instinctive play that teams need to bring.
Lavoy now with the ball from the inbound from Caldwell. He's looking for some holes there. Now,
I think this is the most I've seen Fabian play. He's really pushing, so...
I think he might have been crook earlier on in the tournament.
Okay.
There's a rough rumour from what I've heard. Might be wrong, but
Yep.
yeah, that's something I did hear. And Travis goes over.
So we've kind of settled into this rhythm, goal for goal, goal for goal. One of these teams needs to make a mark, with the 2:20 mark pretty soon. One of them has got to step up, do something special and give them momentum going into the fourth quarter.
And all it's going to take is that one turnover.
Yep.
But also, if you're going to turn that ball over, you've got to score that try.
Well, exactly. And we're talking here about concentration or lack of it.
Oh, no, here we go.
Oh.
Unforced error. Absolutely unforced error.
Yeah.
That is shocking play by the Danish.
So momentum swings now to the Canadians. They get the inbound, they should get the goal, and they've got the arrow. There's a 2-point difference, just like that.
Absolutely. So, of course, if you're at home wondering and watching this sport for the first time, if you've got possession of the ball, you must pass or bounce it within 10 seconds. Otherwise, turnover. Mike Whitehead on the court now.
So they swap their threes, they bring Mike on, they give Fabian a rest. Still no sign of the 3-5. I find that fascinating.
Brandon Troutman, I do realise that you're a bit late into this game, Grant, but Brandon Troutman did actually start. He did play quite early on in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It played quite well, so, there's still that option for them. It's a good inbound there from Kruger, finds Fredrickson unmarked, and he'll go through and tie it back up.
And
147.
You see both teams, they're looking at the clock, 1:47. Now we get into the real strategic, tactical part of the game. When do you score? When do you hold back? When do you waste time? This is the good stuff.
So Travis with the ball now. Looking for some holes, can't find it. Tries to go around Peters, decides not a great option. Peters shadows him very well there. Long ball over to Whitehead, and Whitehead scrapping. Over he goes.
Oh, he's given the ball. That's great play by old Mike.
Absolutely.
He protected that, he pulled back with all that, and he's a big, strong lad too.
Had to be careful though of going over with one wheel and then coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that wouldn't have been a try, but very good use of the chair. Now Fredrickson over to Peters. Peters using his speed and pace to get round Travis. Big offer on Caldwell there. Scobu comes in to help him out. And we have a reaching call here by... no, it wasn't Caldwell. It was Travis Muro.
Yeah. Look, that's frustrating as a coach because you've got pressure on. He was doubled. You really don't want to see that happen. But in the heat of the game, you do things.
I actually thought it was Caldwell because he hung his head like it was him. But I think he just hung his head as disappointment about it actually happening.
And look, in the context, no harm done because the Danes had the ball and were going to score. In theory, it just should be an easier goal. But, what's happened here?
It's a 1 metre call.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no. Mike Whitehead.
Yeah.
We've been giving him praise for the level-headed experience he has. He's been caught inside the metre. Explain that rule to us there,
So you've got to give the player a metre to be able to come on court. And if you don't, the referee will either, will put you in the bin. So here, what the Danes need to do, they need to score real fast. And then a player will come on, so you'll have 4 on 3. So I don't understand this.
4 on 2 currently.
Yeah, I see them winding the clock down.
Maybe they're not aware where that arrow is pointing at the moment. It's quite easy to see, but...
And look, my tactics could be really old, to be honest. But I would have scored fast, brought them on and got the turnover and scored again. So
also seeing what Canada has, see what strategy they have now. Still 3 on 4, was 2 on 4, but now with the Danish goal scored.
So the trick now, so it'll go Canada a ball on inbound. What you want to do now is deny. So what we call a double-double. So you leave the inbounder with the ball. You have 2 players on one of the receivers, 2 on the other, and hope like hell they can't get anywhere near it. So let's see how this works. So they're actually going... here we go.
They're trying it.
Yep. So he's called inbound. No. Oh, that's a bit risky. Because he called inbound.
No, he's left the court.
Oh, look. the Canadians are making a real hash of this.
Wow. Oh, no, hang on, Grant, sorry, I'm going to calm down because I actually thought there was 3 in the bin now.
No,
they're back to 2.
So,
they're only back to 2. I'll calm
no,
down.
but what's happened, though, is they've lost possession.
Yes, they have, sorry. So there's not a player on the bin.
Yeah, exactly. So the Danes get it.
They'll just kill the time once more.
Will they look at the clock? 48.
No, they're not going to.
Yeah, so...
Mike Whitehead back on court.
Yep.
Sorry for the confusion, folks. We got there in the end.
I'm surprised the Danes didn't run the clock down a bit here. But
I would have thought so too, you know. Maybe they're just hoping the Canadians will do it for them now.
Oh, look, I think possibly a rush of blood to the head. You know, you're in the end of the third quarter. You're tired. You know, you're
force that put that
exactly.
unforced error that caused that turnover.
Yeah, and it's both teams with one team timeout. So the Canadians now, they are going to use the clock. They're going to wait. They're going to wind it down. They're going to score. Shot
Level
off to
it
18. Yep, and then hope that the Danes don't score because they've got the arrow. Canada needs to score last here to maintain momentum.
Absolutely. Paid it. No, Caldwell flicks it over. No, it's Travis to Caldwell. Caldwell goes over. 8.9 seconds left on the clock now.
And look, they can score.
Up.
They can score with this on the clock.
Well, we saw a goal before, scored in 6 seconds.
Exactly.
Peters now goes alongside Travis on. Travis on Peters. Peters gets around Travis. Long ball over. Doesn't get it. Oh, boy, Grant, how important is that going to be?
I think that was critical, really, because they're tied up at 38 apiece. Canada with the arrow. They're going to take advantage into the fourth quarter.
Get a drink, come back in a hurry. 38 all at the end of the third quarter. We'll take a short break.
Hello, Jean. Good of you to let your husband borrow your brand new car. Your insurance covers you, though, right?
I think so.
Jenny, you got a new employee and a new Narazzo 1300. That machine's insured, isn't it? Date night, eh?
Yeah, and our daughter's having a few friends over.
Yeah, I saw that on social media.
I tell you, not.
Linda, Lindsay, look at you two. Date night?
Our daughter set it up.
Well, that is a thoughtful child.
I know, right? She even booked us dinner in a hotel. She might even have a few friends over.
Yeah, I reckon there's 120 people coming to your house tonight. You are insured, aren't you? Don't just think your home is covered. Know it is, with accidental damage cover with GIO Platinum Home Insurance.
And welcome back. We're having a gripping game here for you. Devin Jenkinson, Grant Sharman alongside me. 2 Kiwis in the box. 38 all going into this last quarter. Will we see another overtime? Anyway, if you're in the market for a new wheelchair rugby chair, tomorrow, August 10th, at the 2018 World Championship, the IWRF will auction off a Vesco competition wheelchair valued at almost $8,000. Auction proceeds will go to support the IWRF Hall of Fame, sponsored by Vesco Metalcraft. Sign up in advance to participate. For more information, visit IWRF.com. So we see Canada score an early goal in this last quarter.
And turnover.
Turnover!
Oh, here we go.
Here we are.
Real pressure. This old Mike Whitehead showing his experience.
And equipment called.
Yep.
Is that on? Is that a Canadian player?
Yeah, number 9.
Yep, Cody Caldwell.
Yeah, something's gone wrong there. But, so this is what we're talking about here, Canada had the arrow, they scored the goal, they got up by 1, and then they applied the old blowtorch, and the Danes didn't respond. So there's a momentum shift, but, we've got a lifetime to go in this quarter. Anything can happen, really.
Absolutely.
I see the Canadians, they've got 2 guys in the subs, so they're bringing on Fabian.
And I'm not sure who that is.
So is it 3-1-1, number 12?
Yes, number 12 is. That's no, it's not Trevor. It is. Sorry, I'll look at the notes and we'll number 12, is Patrice Dagenau.
Oh, so,
First time we've seen him this game. And we have a contact warning before the whistle.
so for viewers out there, it's a non-contact sport. Well, actually, it's a full contact sport. But
Very contact.
before the whistle blows, you're not allowed to contact other players. You get one free opportunity both halves. If you do it a second time, then it's either turnover or you're in the bin.
And that's the first time it's happened in this game, actually, for
Yep.
contact warning.
Yep.
So both teams have been quite disciplined in that area. As Lavoie now comes around looking for holes, can't find any, looking for support, finds Whitehead. Whitehead now, far side of the court, stays on that far side. He looks for the pass, finds Lavoie. Great try from the Canadians.
And look, these guys go back a long way. They know each other's play, two big three-pointers, and they work well together.
So now the inbound to Fredrickson. Fredrickson, he has Peters in support if he needs him, doesn't need him. And Denmark hits straight back like they need to.
And they need a turnover. You know, they need a turnover real bad.
Yep. It's Whitehead now. Comes this side of the court. Might try it off to the far side. Yes, he does. Gives a little message there to Lavoie. Lavoie comes this side. Ball still with Whitehead on the far side. Can he find anything? Lavoie does some work on Peters. And might have him. No, he doesn't. Peters gets free. Good pick there by the Danish. And finds Hirschfield on the far side.
Yeah, great play by Trevor. He made himself available. He's an option. He's an out. The two big threes, they really were going nowhere. Looked up and popped the pass.
Absolutely. Now Peters with the ball. And just, gets around Lavoie. Lavoie stationary. Whitehead has a go. Hirschfield has a go. Can't get him.
Geez, a big unit, isn't he, that Peters?
Oh, Peters, I've loved it. Well, yeah. Very big unit.
Reminds me like of young Riley. Very similar. A little bit shorter, but same sort of player.
I'll have to agree with you there, Grant. Lavoie now with the ball. Just short of the halfway mark. Lavoie on Fredrickson. Can't get round him. Gets over half, though. Has no support with him in the front court. It's now a little pop over there to the Canadian player. And over he goes, Patrice Dagenau.
Gee, that was close too. He almost got the in and out. So we're back to that 2-point margin. Still a long time to go in this game.
Now, Peters just too strong.
Oh, too easy, really.
And too fast around Lavoie. A couple of times now, Grant, Lavoie just found a little stationary, it's quite hard.
Oh, look, he's an old fella, he's puffing a bit out there. So all these young bucks coming and pushing like crazy.
As Whitehead long ball to Lavoie. Peters comes around and cuts him off. A little bit of an up-fire in there.
They know their play, don't they? They know one needs to go high and create an opening.
Yeah, can't find any. Patrice Dagenau looks to give Lavoie some help.
And look off the camera, young Trev, he's been trapped down the baseline.
And Whitehead goes over.
Yeah, he likes it too. Gave the ball a slap, up by 2. So what players will do is they'll say to the ref, I'm inbounder. And then if they're trapped, they come down and they inbound. But you've got to tell the ref that.
Absolutely. Peters with the ball now. Don't always have to, though, call inbounder, do you, Grant?
No, you don't have to. I mean, if there's no need to. But if you are the inbound and you're trapped down the end, let the referees know and then away you go.
And Fredrickson uses his pace to get round Lavoie once more. 43-42. 5 minutes 25 left in this last quarter.
And look, back in the day, young Fabian Lavoie, he was one of the fastest players around. He really motored.
He's actually not that old, Grant. He's mid-30s.
Well, he must have been playing when he was 12 then. That's amazing.
I was surprised myself, actually, that he's that age. But, Now, Hirschfield with the long ball from Lavoie. He'll roll over. He's got a few this game.
And look, that shows how well drilled they are. He looked up. He could see they're in trouble, so away he goes to provide an out. Great low-point play. Not that I'm biased in favour of low-pointers.
Sounds a little bit like it, mate.
No, never.
Oh, good ball there to Fredrickson. Fredrickson now caught on the try line. Whitehead doing his best to force him out. Can't though.
The count's on for 12 though. Oh, look, that's got to be 10 or 11. That's great play by Fredrickson. Didn't panic. Wonderful play, really.
44-43 Canada with one try advantage. Just under 5 minutes now. Whitehead with the ball. Can he find Lavoie? Yes, he does. Still inside the back half. Lavoie gets round, finds Whitehead though now in the front half, and Lavoie will do this easy. Will he? Bit of an oomph, but Whitehead gets there anyway. Got to love those big man on big man collisions, don't you, Grant?
Oh, look, he just smacked them. I love seeing a bit of blood out there. So what's happening here off the play?
Yeah, I thought I heard a whistle, but nothing. We'll play, carry on. And Fredrickson will just pass it down long.
What the teams can't afford to do here is to get it sort of lulled into a bit of a, goal for goal, goal for goal.
Just a bit of a boring play.
The
sort
Danes
of thing.
have got to pick it up. The clock's in the last quarter, 4.5 minutes to go. They've got to do something special. They've got to get the momentum back. Canada's just doing what they need to do.
Absolutely, and I mean, a win by one's a win by one, isn't it? As long as it's one.
Exactly. Who cares?
So now Trevor Hirschfeld gets some help freed up by Patrice. And now he still has the ball, Trevor, side of the court.
They've got to go carefully here. Oh, great play, really.
Yeah, Lavoie coming in and help him. Over the top there, Patrice. Great patience, great composure there by the Canadians.
Classic 3-on-2.
In those situations, you just keep a level head.
So what have we got? Coach?
We've got a coach's timeout there called by
coach's timeout.
Jason and the
young Jason Riker. So Jason was a 0.5 for the US national team, and I see he's got his old mate Steve Pate who used to play. So two Americans there coaching the Danes and bringing all that wisdom, all that experience from very, very good USA teams to Denmark.
So a few teams here that actually have a coach from another country, which is great to see.
Well,
people from other countries going in and saying, look, if you want my help, you want my advice, I've got this XYZ on my resume, and I'm wanting to help out.
And that's how you spread the wisdom. I mean, for a long time the game was dominated by 2 or 3 teams, and as the teams got older and there's only rooms for so many coaches, they've gone to other countries and they're starting to spread that knowledge and experience. Kevin Orr, Benoit, a number of these players.
Thank you. I was trying to think who the other ones were. I knew there was more, but Kevin Orr, coach of Japan, doing very wonders with them.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a reach and call now. Travis doesn't agree, but he will spend some time in the bin.
I think it's just lovely. The old ref calls it, and the players look up with these big eyes going, who, me, ref?
It's not me.
It's not me. It's not me. But it was, and you're in the bin.
It's now Denmark. They'll have the one-man advantage. But down the back
the
court.
Canadians are right down there, though. They're putting pressure. Lovely bunt.
Jorgensen there. It's the bunts when they place the ball, pop it up in the air and hit it with their arm. Finds Jorgensen well. Jorgensen far side, finds Fredrickson. What are they going to do here? They're going to eat up some time. It looks like it. Hirschfeld looking to stop him. And Whitehead comes in and forces Fredrickson over the line for a try.
Canadian lineup 3-2-2-1. So what we call a balanced lineup against more of a high-low lineup with the Danes.
Timeout called. Oh, that's Canada's last. And what's that going to pay? What's that going to cost?
It puts pressure. It just means that if they get in trouble between now and the end of the game, they can't go to the timeout. So, for all intents and purposes, it was a turnover.
Yep.
The Danes, they've got one team and one coach. Canadians got both their coaches.
Very interesting to see, though, that I wasn't exactly timing it myself, but I think they're only on about 3 or 4 on the inbound. Very early call for that timeout.
Look, maybe you didn't want to risk it. You're right. And then it's just pressure, really.
Now as Travis finds Mike on the far side. Little pop ball is, Caldwell's going to do that easy.
I thought he got that wrong then, but...
So did I.
Yeah,
I was with you there with the wrong option, but no.
Still that 2-goal margin. The clock is, it's starting to tick now. They've got to make it.
Oh, Fredrickson with a long ball. Finds Jorgensen. He'll go over for a try.
Yes, he will. So, we're back to that 1 goal difference. Canada, they've got to just maintain it, score the goal. The Danes, they need to make something happen. Pressure's on them.
Caldwell now goes around, tries to get around Fredrickson. Can't. Finds Mike Head with a good pass. Whitehead finds Travis.
I'd like to see the Danes go into more of a key up and put pressure on the Canadian key attack. Just vary it up.
Gets over.
They're pressing all the time. I think you've got to vary things up, put pressure on, quick inbound, easy goal.
Long ball down to Jorgensen, and Jorgensen just catches the ball and goes over easy. Still one try ball game here to Canada. 3:06 left on the clock in this last quarter. Whitehead now. And he stops and gets a bit of help there from Trevor Hirschfield.
And look, they'll take their time. They're not in a hurry. Clock's on their side. They're 1 goal up. They're not going to panic here. And there's years and years of experience in this team.
Yeah, as I like to say, it's the scoreboard is on their side. Time and
absolutely.
Yeah. Now that's 15 left on the try clock. One's down there to 10. Look, ball. Oh, no. No. Silly pass.
Here we go.
Silly pass. Turnover ball. Denmark. What can they do?
Look, hold all tickets. Hold all tickets. We could be going extra time. Who knows?
I don't want to know that one. After that great New Zealand Colombian game, I don't want another overtime.
Oh, that's what you want is overtime games.
Now long ball. Can Jorgensen get there? Yes, he can. Travis with a big push. Caldwell with a bit of an arm in there. Doesn't get called for it, though.
Now, look, he slowed it up, and he's allowed the Canadians to get back and defend. This isn't good. They've got a player trapped in there, and they've used their timeout.
Timeout gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So
here we go.
Good use of the timeout, but really you don't want to waste it. And I wonder if young Thomas there, if he could have actually scored that, but he pulled out. This is where the experience will come. This crunched up, the Canadians have been there before. They won't crack under pressure. The Danes have got to make it happen.
And I mean, Denmark, the way they've been playing this tournament, they deserve to be in that 5th and 6th playoff. But that doesn't necessarily give you the right to play in it at all.
You've got to earn the right. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay, so shot clock's still going. It's down to 12.
Fredrickson with the ball now, and over he goes. Illegal use of hands. Penalty try given.
And that game is tied up. There's no timeouts. Here we go, people. Now it gets interesting.
2 minutes left on the clock. Will we go to overtime?
I'm saying yes.
I'll say yes too,
Grant.
I'll
saying yes.
I'll go with you. Not that I like it, but I'll agree.
Lovely.
There's Travis now. He goes over.
Always a worry when the commentators agree on things.
Happens just as much as the commentators agree with the referees, they say.
So here we go. So a minute 50 to go. We're getting into that tactical, strategic time.
Finds Fredrickson. Fredrickson, long ball over to Jorgensen. Jorgensen get those big levers working. Now he's going to look at his comeback in court. So finds Fredrickson. Fredrickson with Whitehead. And it goes over.
Oh, that was intriguing. So he didn't. So that 134 mark now. So in theory, the Danes score twice. Canada scores one. Game over. But watch this space.
Absolutely. Who's got the composure? Who's got the level head the most? Canada, Denmark. We'll soon see. It is Whitehead. He's got the big head with experience.
Lovely. Here we go.
Boom!
Oh, he knocked him out. Goal scored.
And try given. It is a try now, Grant.
I realise that. I'm just old school. I've got to learn to say try.
40-odd years of wheelchair rugby, and it's always been try and gets changed in May. And,
why do they do that to me?
You're not the only one that's had problems with that one. Jorgensen now goes around. Good stuff there by Jorgensen. He's coming in, finds just a little lap pass there to...
Yeah, look, it's all about clock management now, so they'll know what they want to do. The Canadians are set up.
Score on this 55-second mark as Hirschfield does well to stay out. Turnover to Canada! Whoa, here we go! 47 seconds left on the clock.
We are not going
over halfway.
We're not going into overtime.
No one wants to go into overtime, the players especially. Caldwell, he goes over. Big moment in this game. Canada by 2. 37 seconds left on the clock. Denmark. Oh, here we go.
So the Danes have called coach's timeout.
They've called their last coach's timeout. Tell you what, there was a very late call there by the Danes.
Yeah, it was a little bit, whether the bench didn't pick it up. But I think what we're seeing here is experience.
Yep.
You know, like I say, Canada have been here before. They understand the sort of goal pressure, and the Danes just need to compose themselves. This is really, I suppose, a coach's timeout beforehand for Jason just to settle the guys down, refocus them to do the job. They're up against it.
Buskin to Fredrickson with the ball. They're going to have to look to score quick here, Denmark. Has he got some pace to get Travis? I think he does. Yes, he goes over.
Right,
28 seconds, one try advantage to the Canadians. Can they kill this clock? Whitehead back to Travis. Caldwell unmarked. I don't know if that's a smart decision by the Danes. And Caldwell scores.
I'm not sure the Danes really had much say in that. I think the Canadians played smart. They sent a guy long.
Yeah, but Canadians have been doing that a lot, so interesting to see Denmark didn't cover that.
Yeah, you've got to react to that. Although it's a split-second game, really.
Absolutely. Fredrickson now with the ball. 14-13 left on the clock. Peters now. What can he do? And he crashes over. 7.8 seconds left on the clock. So 52-51 comes down to this passage.
Canadians, they just have to get it in and hold it. Here we go.
And that's what he's done.
He's going to hold it.
Peters and Fredrickson goes in there with his arm.
He's looking for the
reach. Can they flick it? No, I don't think he can. This is going to be Canada.
And they've done it.
Great game.
Yes, another superb game.
Superb game. Thank you so much for listening, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Come back, folks, because there's more games like this.
Absolutely. Coming up, we have, after this, we have Australia taking on Great Britain. That'll be the first semi-final.
Yeah, and then we've got USA, Japan.
And then Australia, Great Britain here at the Key Centre. Over at the Geneva Netball Centre. That'll be at
4 o'clock, I think. 3:30.
3:30. Yep. That's the first semi-final. 3:30. USA play Japan, and at 4 o'clock here at the Key Centre, Australia play Japan. Australia play Great Britain. Those are the semi-finals at the GIO IWRF 2018 Wheelchair Rugby World Championships. Here, though, Canada, they've defeated Denmark. Canada will play off for 5th and 6th, while Denmark will play off for 7th and 8th. Canada at full time in this game, 52, Denmark 51.